Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unit 4. I hope you are having a great weekend and you are finishing up Unit 3's work. Again, I'll remind you that you can take that knowledge check as many times as you wish. So if you didn't get the grade you wanted, keep trying. And there's no limit to how many times you can try. And, everyone should end up with 100, right? That's the idea. This week, we're going to shift gears a little bit and move into our sort of more academic work. I hesitate to even say it that way, but what you would think of more as academic work, in that we are going to start looking at sources, and we're going to start building our information base for our argumentative essay that will be coming down the pike in a couple weeks. And so the topic that you choose today, and you have to choose from one of the three that we give you to write about, will be the project that you work on throughout the rest of the semester. So just keep that in mind. So the main goal for this week is to learn how to evaluate and incorporate sources into your work. And so the reading and resources for this week, if you click here, about 3 pages here, about another page here, and then about 5 more pages down here on how to find sources that are reputable, and then down here how to evaluate whether or not those sources are usable. One thing, so this link is not going to work. I'm going to in the announcement that's attached to this this announcement, you're going to see the correct link for this activity. A few of you had mentioned that you haven't been able to open these, and that's the course developer sent me the links that actually work for each time. So I'll be sending those out as we go along. So don't worry about this. I will send you the correct link. All right. So after you've done that this week, you have 2 assignments, your discussion board. First off, the goal here is you're going to write an initial post in which you're going to choose a product, any product at all. In one paragraph, you're going to write about the pro of using a product. So some sort of what's beneficial about using any product, and they give you some examples here. You by no means have to use those examples. These examples aren't the best. So any product you want. So you're going to write a paragraph that talks about what the pro of of using that product is. So one reason that supports the product, and then another paragraph that is sort of a con. You focus on a reason that goes against using that product. All right. And so that's in your initial post. And then in your peer responses, you can sort of review your peers' product responses, and then determine if you would actually use it. All right. And then the Unit 4 assignment, go ahead and click on this here. That will open up the link for you. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to write 2 paragraphs this week to explore one of these issues, right? You have to choose one of these issues. Each paragraph should focus on one topic related to your issue. So for instance, if you select the topic sports gender pay gap, you want to first begin by determining what you know about the overall issues. So why do some experts argue for a gender pay gap in sports? Why do some experts argue the same pay gap, or no pay gap, that is? And there's some really interesting, like, real world examples of this that have just happened. So for instance, the United States women's soccer team sued for equal pay for their male counterparts, and actually won it. Partly, I think, is because partly, I think you have to take into consideration that the women's national team is far superior to the men's and has been for decades. So that helps for sure. But so you want to kind of think of that and kind of go from there. You want to do that. You want to write one paragraph exploring one topic, so a reason related to the issue, and then a second exploring another topic also related to that issue. All right. And so you have these 3 issues to choose from. You have to choose one of these. So cell phone bans in the classroom, sports gender pay gap, or childhood obesity. Now, the first thing you're going to do is select an issue. And the second thing you're going to do is click on this link to go to the library database. You'll have to log in with your post credentials, and you'll come to this screen. And then you're going to try to find a source on one of these. So you would come in here and type, you could just even type the title, right? Sports gender pay gap. Let's see what comes up. And so you see you have several articles that you can read through. How many do we have? Way too many, right? So the first thing that I would recommend doing if you're using this database is coming over here and selecting full text. That means you have immediate access to the document as it is. And so you want to go down through here, and then you can click on the PDF and actually read that article. All right. And so the goal here is that you want to find an article or two, right? And to read this article, underline important sentences, etc. And then you want to make sure that you have a quote or paraphrase from that topic in your document as well. So it should be 7 to 9 sentences. You want to use evidence from one of those sources. You can use more sources if you want. I think for the final, you're going to have to end up with 3 sources. So you may as well go ahead and look for that. Again, we are using objective third-person language, so we're avoiding the pronoun I, etc. And you can look through the rubric here as well. I will provide for you another sample on Wednesday's video. We'll dive deeper into this, but this is sort of just a preview of the work. All right. And I think that is it for the week. So if you do have questions, please don't hesitate to email me, and we'll talk again on Wednesday.